Hey guys, Alan here in beautiful Las Vegas. A lot of you already know that I perform professionally all over the country, but some of you don't. So I want to talk to you guys today about this. This is the Mental Voice 2. And I had a decision to make when I was packing what I was going to take with me to the show in Las Vegas. What did I need to bring with me? And there's a very short list of things that I actually need to bring with me. And on that very short list was this. If you're not familiar with this, this is a bone conduction device. It allows you to play information inside your spectator's head. Inside. They will hear it coming from inside the center of their head. This one, I said this is the two. The first one, you had to put pre-recorded tracks on. You had to connect it to a computer and then put your pre-recorded tracks on. This one comes with an app for your phone where you can record and upload your audio files right to this, or compellingly, you can send this to an API, right? So if you have, say, an iRable Post-it pad going through Mr. Smith, it's digitizing and optically character recognizing what's written down, turning that into text, then it sends it over to this app, and they can turn that text into audio. So I want you to imagine that you have two people that you're doing magic with. One person is secretly writing down a piece of information, maybe their teacher's name in second grade. And on the other side of the room, you're with a person and you go, look, I'm going to transfer my powers to you. I'm going to let you feel what it's like to be me, to experience that. You transfer your power to them, and they are able to immediately hear in their head, ears plugged, immediately hear what the other person wrote down or was thinking of. It's incredible. It's an incredible time we live in. This is a very powerful device. It's a pro tool. And this is something that I insisted on bringing with me here to Las Vegas today. The real power from the Mental Voice 2 comes from its API and its app, being able to send information to it from other apps. So if you're deeply integrated, you've got an impression pad of some sort or something like Notarized or somewhere where you can send information to it, inject, wiki test, any of those, then you've got something that you can do in real time instead of having pre-recorded tracks. Although Mental Voice 2 handles pre-recorded tracks perfectly, it's in every way an improvement over the original Mental Voice. It's something that if you're really looking for just pre-recorded information, maybe get the Mental Voice 1. If that's not available anymore, then Mental Voice 2 will handle all your pre-recorded tracks just fine, but you'd be shooting yourself in the foot by missing out on all of its API capabilities. As much as I love the Mental Voice 2, there's a lot that's still coming that promises to make it even better. See, right now with the API, you have kind of a robotic Siri-like voice that will play in your head if you're not using pre-recorded tracks. Umesh tells me that we're going to get more natural voices by the end of this month. So by the end of June, we should be getting much more natural voices, which is going to increase its deception and its impact on audiences 1,000-fold. We just need to wait for that. That's coming. I don't have any early access to that, so I can't speak on how that's going to be integrated yet, or its function, how it's going to work, or how well it works. But I imagine a world where we have all this AI, really natural sounding voices, that we're going to have some really incredible natural sounding voices that are not yours playing in the ears with the API. So I cannot wait for that update to the app to come. It's coming. It's not here yet. As it stands, I think it's still okay with the robotic voice because they're still not going to know where it comes from. Adding the echo effect does a lot to help mask that, but it's going to only get more powerful. It's only going to get more powerful.
But you can increase the volume and go, oh, well, does that affect other people's ability to hear it? No, because if you have to increase the volume so that somebody can hear it in their head, it also means that there's so much ambient noise that nobody else is going to hear it, right? So you're going to have to raise the volume as the ambient level in the room gets louder, and the ambient noise is going to mask any kind of audible sound you're going to hear from it. So I would not worry about it being heard. You have to play with it a little bit, but the good news is you can test it on yourself. What I do is I just hold it in my finger palm, and then I block this ear and then block my hand's holding the phone so I can't hold the other one. And I just hold my ears and I play it at whatever volume, and then I'll also hold it about an arm's length from me and click the button and then listen to the track and see if I can hear it. So that gives me a good idea of how to balance how loud it is for whatever room I'm in. Now, while the Mental Voice 2 is amazing, it's the cherry on top. It's not the whole cupcake. What do I mean by that? Well, if you are just diving into mentalism, I actually don't recommend getting the Mental Voice 2 just yet. Having a good foundation in mentalism is going to help you immensely, and there are lots of other tools that you should invest in first. So if you're a serious mentalist professional, or you are really, really deep into mentalism already, this is an extra piece that can give you an edge and give you something incredible that you can do on the foundation that you've already built. But I would not recommend this for someone who is just getting into mentalism. Hey guys, Alan here, back in the studio, back at home for my trip to Las Vegas. It was very short, but very productive. I had only one day in there. I flew in that day, performed that evening, and then flew back the next morning, and didn't get home until about 8 o'clock that night. So a very quick, very tumultuous and crazy trip, but good nonetheless. So and I had to do that because I had another event here in town the following day. So it was crazy, crazy, crazy. But I wanted to come back here in the studio and talk to you guys just very quickly about some things that I didn't cover when I was in Las Vegas. And that would be about the app. The app is still a work in progress. So it's completely usable as is, but I'm promised, as I mentioned earlier in the video, that there's going to be a lot more coming, a lot of revisions, changes, updates, upgrades coming by the end of June. So hopefully if we keep on track with that timeline, everything I'm going to say right now is going to be completely old news by the time the new app comes out. But the app as it stands right now is very serviceable. It allows you to do a lot. You can use a fake notes app, which will send the text to Mental Voice. You can pre-record things directly on the device. You can do a lot of really neat stuff with it already. I think the one thing holding it back from being just absolutely mind-blowingly amazing is we still have that robotic kind of voice that says anything if you're doing straight to text, right? Or you're doing like the Notes app, or you're doing an API or something. It's a very robotic Siri-like voice, which means right now it's really, you can use it any way you want, but I think really that's going to be best suited for things like instant stooging, or if you don't care about the spectator having as mysterious of an experience as everyone else is going to have with it. With the addition of natural sounding voices, that's going to be incredible. I am trying to put the bug in Umesh's ear right now, and maybe he's already thought about this, but there's a website called 11 Labs that can do voice cloning. And so it can you can record your own voice and then create an AI language or voice AI that will be your voice. And I know you go, well, you don't want to hear your own voice and whatever. Here's the weird thing about it. Think about this. If you were able to go, you're personifying the voices in their head. It's not just the word, but what if you had a way to say, hey, it's me. Don't freak out. I'm talking to you in my thoughts right now. The card they're thinking of is the 4 of clubs, right? If you were able to do that, and it's very clear that you're not speaking, you're over here like this, and they've got their ears covered, there's no way it was a stage whisper or something like that, right? So you've got some really, really cool spooky things you can do with that. Imagine also if you're doing some spooky magic like around Halloween and you're doing a seance and you have, the spirit of who haunts this house or whatever, and it's some lady who died in the whatever, right? Just made up story thing. But you have like the voice of a woman spookily come through and say, hey, I looked over their shoulder and I saw the four of clubs, right? Something like that, but personifying the voice, not just having the words come out, but saying things like, they are thinking of the four of clubs. Even doing that in a voice that's not yours, just saying, they are thinking of the four of clubs. That's really spooky because whose voice is that, right? Maybe it's yours, maybe it's not. If it's definitely not the same gender, right? Then now you're hearing like, I would have a woman say, they're thinking of the four of clubs. Who said that? They're going to wonder that forever. They're going to be thinking about, whose voice was I hearing just now inside my head? That is so weird. That adds such a level of, now you want to know not just where did the voice come from, but whose voice was it? So that was a really interesting suggestion by my friend Joe, which I think is just fantastic. So this is a really killer piece of tech for any mentalist, and it's something that I think will just be getting better and better all the time as Umesh makes the updates. So you can grab it right now at an introductory price. I think it's $149 in blackboxmagiccreations.shop. I'll leave a link down where you can get it yourself. I don't get any kind of kickback from that. And a little housekeeping here at the end. It is important to note that Umesh did send over the Mental Voice 2 to me for review for you guys. So with that, no money's changed hands. I'm not required to say anything nice about it at all. There's not a checklist of things I have to mention about it. It's really just my own review, my own opinion, and I think Umesh prefers it that way because then that's an authentic and real review. And while it's very powerful, there are some, at least for now, some minor downsides which don't allow it to have as much power as it possibly could in the near future. So I'm very much looking forward to the day when we have the natural AI voices that really just send us over the top. It's a great piece of magic kit. And if you're interested in it, I will leave a link in the description below where you can find it for yourself. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.